kubikirira itangazo ebene sukuru eduka inyagitari inyangi gose amatanga vono na bugutwakira esimi ase namba inoti sana ibere isato isano isato 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 inoti kumanya mange mono na buigona bugututarira asensemo ya Nyamataro Entire House mwese twabariganirie.
Etaya TV Oborabu Wagusi.
Biamono, mwanchi mulia weta TV chinsa chabutu kire kominanye igoro chinsa ibere chabono mambia chideki kominanye igoro chinsa ibere chabono mambia tojo ruchideki echo rendo wakili alikuja kitambo tochukura amerania na Brighton Makuli mzee wa kazi lakini rende yote 9-10 wikato kwane kilikenge kiringa kili tukulia lero igoto leno mwako mwanene kiagara nende kila shafika ndani ya nyumba towichiko wasoli kwa analyze kura debate na kukwanira aliagenda tokoreka sense ya Kenya igoro yoboteneneri igoro yoburai and all the stuff chirichigo to engage into na manyabantu kusibuna ba Kenya ndo chirigereri yake from where he sits na bago tokonya to understanding where we headed to where we from and na kitugwenerete koba igoro mwanchu murigereri ya igochikoba enkwani ngiya kigimasimambia boro naye kura igo note komenta kende line yesimitu anyigoreire Facebook no tole live link ndo chenga Joshua utobekire YouTube link no ire gigabo igoto gochusanga naye kuri bono mpaka omwere nganchire tumwaregania maganita simambia bono I call him my learned friend. We can in the class so that I qualify for that name. But then when I'm associated with them, I feel I'm a learned friend. Yobona karibu sana kurubona gamba koma mzee wa kazi amesonga kando kidogo. Joshua Uta na producer Franklin Mayunga nere urasense moyi kamera inche ngoro kwa Sara Nyarangi Ontita ntingana yeta breakfast show kurubona iga mpaka omwalio. Karibu sana wakili. My learned friend.
Asante sana.
How are you doing?
Thank you.
Yes.
Nago Krisana go ikagaiga.
Karibu sana. Yeah. And congratulations. Saving to what you work or I don't think people are not watching.
Yes.
Because we have a successful the time.
Yes.
So thank you very much and congratulations all the time.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And you are looking good.
Asante. Biamono sir.
Karibu sana. Ndatora kwa ni wano mwanchu murigereria. Motaina kiokorokwa. Welcome so much.
Thank you sana Sarah.
Yes.
Biamono Etaya TV for inviting me mambia lero. Tiganchakire marietane. Igonkor kuzelma Bonuke. Igondu mano Bonuke. Kwa ali asakoro kuliangavi.
Yes.
La riangavi sublocation. Kirera location. Even award. Nyari wali chache. Kisi County.
All right.
Abuno seito.
Okay.
Igonde omonogeli. Asege songo mwakili. Ango kolega siane Osongo na Nairobi.
All right.
So thank you so much for having me. Tigatu to a meaningful discussion.
Okay.
Ili to enlighten mwananchi.
All right. Biamono sana wakili Zelmer Bonuke, the advocate of the High Court of Kenya. Okolega Sibusonga na Nairobi. What a monogeli. Lakini
Mwengerelia mwengerelia.
Yeah, that's right. Asi
mwengerelia monagari bomo gusi.
Igoro mwengerelia. Asi mobe abamereli.
In fact, some others imbale bago prefer ko abamereli.
Abamereli.
Yes. Grazie, tegero yokuamereli. Unomanya delichiko.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Kwa hiyo wono mwancho murigerelia tuko na wakili so mwengerelia somo omwamereli Zelmer Bonuke. Tigato chake.
Yes.
First of all, taitora tumengora kuna pigo pale maeneo ya judiciary. I know mumanya ine na the late maybe at a personal level usibna more una abawakili nkumira na more in one point or the other, or you know him even better than me. Egentugioka karo kimanya tene ringa sweta nseme you in 1983 akamanya wachakoba the Supreme Judge 2011.
Yes.
So ekigioka na kimanyete but rendo no mo advocate na ndo no montasema mangana judiciary mangana elichiko fraternity abokora to mengora uchiase enka iyo murachewina
biamono sana
yeah
chake that igo yalenka mangana yo kumegoro karo to alisivete ojumbe nga omojaji Justice Ibrahim of the Supreme Court onyaje ko sira na gotonyora. In fact, Judge Ibrahim was among our judges bali get retire from the Supreme Court of Kenya. Aya balende unanyasayale ekarama tukakire.
Yeah.
Iwo wanchana na kwatimuka. Ntome engora yane as a judiciary at large, as a family homojaji tonyare kumusabira engora ya etigetimuka. Asagia.
All right.
Na tuwale yo opportunity yo wasoma judgment chiae, especially as a Supreme Court. Judge Ibrahim Nabakova considered as one of the most calm and humble person.
Yeah.
Kwale gocha konyora as a Supreme Court. Many times, in fact, Judge Ibrahim Karoko Manyora, you could not even think no judge. He was a very simple man. And ego toegelinga tikatobe abantu turi no bororo so no kumenya ando bukanyeku so Ibrahim Judge the late ntomo inyora samangana manga sana na ande na bokomo tokomo geranga no mojaji akichori karo komo rasa abantu and I'm sure no ne karo to konyora tarife yuro batabange bakwegulyo ningo ndumurabeti batrende karo soma nomo gaka so mederi chiko bya kabisa and his judgment resonates na ande ntogan kuchitumia kuchimoto
sure tikato tuatome ngora na into buneta breakfast show na IMB yakora register your condolences. Absolutely. Because it's very much in order. So yesterday you had a function.
Yes.
What was it about? And you had something. It's better to share, and it's very much in order. Biamono Sarah for that narrow cheta ya TV or Citizen TV mbale ngoro. Etu awate function ye korokunga LSK end of the year Southwest. Southwest yune branch ya Losa of Kenya. Ebuate Gusii, yuere Kisii, ekatwala Migori, ekatwala Noma Bay, na Kilgoris at large. So we did have ekwerende ito ekorokweshera ya omwari wo mwaka ya wakili. AGM.
3GM. Yune end of the year.
Oh, end of the year.
End of the year party.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And also in that party, tuanya ete otuara again korokunga legal awards. Legal awards chiko nyara ko reward. Aba wakili wali wakolire ga siengia so mwaka na banyarego promote a society ito so mwako. It was again to dokoroka segesonga ni inaugural thing as LSK and then akre council ito LSK ya Southwest ngambia mono sana so ko organize such an event. Ego various categories aba wakiti mbabe takuba awarded chiriward chiabo aseka silingia batokire.
Okay.
All
right.
Yes.
All right, that's very nice. You get to sit together. Mwara sokosolia. It really it's more of team building and
yes, for this one asabali bara very Southwest ito for a long time. This was one of the best organized event and it brought about a lot of people. Over our judge, over the magistrates, we had guests from Nairobi, all over the country.
All right.
Which go attend that function.
All right.
And as you see, we are really proud to such an occasion. Yes.
All right. I missed there.
But you missed there, but abantu bayinomba represented sana.
Yes. Yeah. All right. That's very nice. Biamono sana advocate Zelmer Bonuke asayo asinchiri ndonge kegima. Now back to what we want to discuss asimambia bono. So tukora ligereria the state of the nation. Kiagara na otomenyeta Kenya. Kenya ni yaito, and we have every right kora kuanira mangana na kiale, especially from you people. Moko ba part and parcel ya kira a decision ya koba made asense ya Kenya. Eka twali kuri gazeti ya People Daily ya rekobolinga the promise and the paradox. Tuamanya kolenganinga, can Kenya match the Asian tiger? But I wouldn't say go trend even now. It's Kenya being transformed to be like Singapore. Is that doable? And if it is doable, why do we have to wait for this long?
Yes.
Yeah.
The views and they're my personal views.
Yeah, sure. That's very correct.
And
that's very good.
It is possible for Kenya to cast Singapore. But we lost track along the way. Kero Kenya anyorete independence. That should have been the right time. Yogachaka. No mwana kera ivoiru nkomurigereria ule unagutara umwana uyu se kumuikaransi utari kumutaria serimye kemambi nkomisi arugutara kuri. And I will say in a Kenyan to me said that aspect. We should have been very far as a country. But to my mind, this is not the time for us. A paradox. But again, Kero Morai Nare allowed to share a vision yae Yoko Yasuki. Omorai Wense Yoko Kunga William Samoei Ruto Neroro. And he can give his views, he can give his ideas. Una take korora Kenya gosuka. Alias ago ikelia abande mbaro barayeki. Igonga Singapore yes abali ya Singapore. Ninde no mane taliko yeki. Asengenjo obugambiwa emburak koera. Ne abanga boko era mambide igonga ntoliko ndobuka gukora kabali ndotikaleti yake igebe goli nebisaku ebigoli rava bigo chako swamo tu asomo gambi ndesho ngamba tu bad vision yo weki Kenya. For example katuira na maya stu rule even before the 2010 constitution Kenya ya laid back ya internet maya but as we advance one gave into the change technology ya chile we were joking the other time na China when I advance it, so that Kenya one with time kwenye already vintage. No any because you cannot do a kinanto what this internet stuff that were available to us. But one my young son I can come event he understands. That tells you abana bakarawa kina everybody we korkormaiga. Na we are now to achieve the dreams that we never achieved. The present. Nto nyakorigeringa to tachama baratama nene tagunya ko succeed. Tigango to menya within our means, within our plans to project. Alia say the current regime wiki ariba kurumaiga. Baganda. Igoli chibulia nendringa ndolegera Singapore. We are very far from Singapore.
What do you think it should be done? Onyeka antuike, it will take us time. Inki tutangete from Kurumagega. What was the problem that I identified on time?
Yes.
To Singapore,
like building a house was so achieving and to went to the water and the twins. You know, together we move very far as a team. Kenya, and I will speak to the ruling class. And you get the differentiations in classes. We are not lifting abantu wande kurunza. So that poverty index ya Kenya bado nerens. For us to be where Singapore is, we reduce the numbers. Abantu mbabu tenja. Why will do people have to suffer? In Kenya, tonyago to relief foods we need to, actualize the reality so that if it's farming, magana ya mache, magana ya chipara, totu are the basics. I normally say that amangana ye para, it should be a basic need. We have we have one of the best roads to where there was Ongogai. Why don't we have these roads elsewhere? Nkigeto target. Pono okanyoranga karutu anyore chi opportunity chiegasi. Ose chi opportunity chia siasa. Igota gete ko igota ayo monyene kwanza. Kwe banga ga no ena so gweta para. Abantu bani bagatek baroro. The other issue nkwanira magana education.
Yes.
Ese minere bakora ngani. Kiba kinaje tenega mpeko for education.
Yeah, sure.
I have had this discussion or gone in parliament. To centralize education so that on the passage, kwamanyanga nera accessible to all the children, regardless of nakimore. Chiskuru chiaba accessible chitu, abana baitu baganda basoma. Erinde a class tuatiamo. You look at Singapore, the system, it is available to everyone, regardless of sokoro. Unless we break this barrier, each category, the differentiation of classes, we are still very far. Okwerwana rego ichireka enyo konge kibinafsi ama ni ubinafsi mwingi sana umejaa Kenya. Na sasa kwanyoranga bono corruption ya soeregati. Chibesa chibuenda kwenda to a certain project, chiaba diverted to something else, and it is costing us as a nation. So unless we cure that problem, we'll have a long time saromento, which we get a chance at chase. I think it was Singapore. Yeah. We have so many countries in Africa to go and what have they done better than Kenya? Even Rwanda itself. Exactly. Yeah. Singapore ngale ali ngale akatwaganda tigatora ero sinto abanyene seitogaiga.
But remember President William Ruto ekera oswa oboraibwae na tebetsana na kora mangana ofisadi na kore actually chikura jinyinga nyorete na singinchibi ichi promise chiriali yete, and it seems very very true usiku kuna abantu abange. But corruption ekaraba manyi ba kuwa na bagotanga corruption bona here nyingi even now than noengu chimagega, and is the one not the better to fight corruption to maximum so that ebintu binyala kwa bigo koreka. It is true na kwakebeka corruption na erekwira ni ebintu bingi magega, because onye besa kwa guguli bikombe you are diverting it okore ebintu byao, then definitely bikombe bitu kugora and the gap will be there. A president, because he's very much aware of every happening here in Kenya. Do we say president is not seeing all these things that are happening? Can he do something at his capacity?
Sir, control of state house na wana ko manyama na rakire te ankwanda so bogambi. Yes. Bogambi no bokongu. Boli buna toko bokagera. When you are outside government, you will be having a lot of ideas. In any position. Even over Jumbe, over MCA, or governor, or senator. Karolisko, you will think that you can do better than those people in power. And of course, that is what they will expect. But inside the power circles, it is a bit different. Again, status quo as a song. Status quo means study that traditions in Chirororo, systems in Chirororo. There are so many things you find there. Study that you might not be able to change most of these things. What's a system where you I remember during the 2022 campaign, to about the issue system. Yeah, sure. Ruto came in as President Ruto came in with the knowledge ngatali kotakero magana system the system ninkik and ndo madenga system na vera abase ko moye but rende all when the way it went akaso bogambe kara so bogambe it is not something different from what President Uhuru Kenyatta was doing. Obogambe buna nago tebi it's like wengi kanisa karatu aruro maite kanisa ngotikarere bado kanisa ne eli yeah, now Catholic they will read their first reading and the second timanye tinga most as road correct okay. To my mind to avoid in that element you go treat the government of the day buna status quo igere buner ni ngichabono mumrakuru nyaliba lintebenga I want to vie for president I'll sell my ideas yes but the moment we get inside the circles
things change
there's so many things that change one Ruto has been in government for the longest, or rather not in government, but already in the political sector. In 2013, he ascended to be the deputy president. That means this is still the same government. We will lie to Mwananchi that Uhuru Kenyatta was running a parallel government. Ruto was the one in different shapes. But to me, that is still government. Government nearly go serve this regime. CBK nearly you know, you could change people heading ministries, you could change parastatals, but the system is still the same. And I'm not saying this, we have brilliant minds in these sectors who come in with various reforms. But how much can they transform those reforms in those various sectors? You will still have that culture. So my point is a culture yaito uno mwana Kenya nere gutokora ntoga netie paradigm shift yo monto wocha. I have been following a president of Botswana Okorokunga Duma Gideon Boko. Duma Gideon is an advocate and he has been able to transform Botswana since he took the reins of power he is a Democrat, and when you listen to his ideas, no monto obwate visioning here, Botswana, and I believe given time, he'll be able to transform, and that kind of paradigm shift. Is being we are calling for it as a country. Overall. But if we continue succeeding leaders, that is the problem. We will never change. If we was to connect tradition, but the generation that is coming and from Gen Z and Alpha, the leaders that now we are going to have in the near future, I am optimistic mbanyare go change ekwerende yaito a culture is a leadership.
Thank you for that. In fact, wakili, we are analyzing because that is the point. That's why we are having you here. It is 64 years down the line
since independence.
Yes. And we are crying over the same things. So if we have very serious leaders, but they to transform Kenya to another level. Look here, wakili. Even if let us what does it say about leadership and even integrity? Some pending cases, some scandals, some things render questionable. Vitaraba sorted out Burunge, come out clear. They are the same people. They're the same people headed the ministries, headed departments, and running even government. If I have integrity issues, I have some Mbona mimi mwenyewe siwezi take responsibility niseme because I have an active case, I have this and this, please, thank you for the offer, but wacha ikwe. But kwanyora, we have this justice system, you understand them. We have the Chiko and independent bodies, Chirichiko, Orekurende, ODPP, kwanyora, in fact, nere go drop. cases again, so that yoyo achiko take over certain ministry. Why are we not taking responsibility as individuals and kwanyora the same people na overheaded as a ministry? Bagotura. Can Kenyans have faith with these people?
Bono, Sarah, I need to sorry sana. And before to blame the elected leaders, let us first go to us.
Ourselves.
Una chivoters.
Awakichikura.
Le ronte vengan ko bolinde kero. Mo te abanga mumroyo ntomo manyet. You will want someone kwa manyet. For example, maybe na bwa to bole mogalia na ile scandal ya 20 acres, 30 acres public land na bwa tiru. Say that I have corruption charges in my previous position. Mungo manyamule. Maando record ye. Ona amu amanyire. Lakini karongi jetengo badainga sara. Inche timbu atiki na kende Jones.
Yes.
Inche no mumromo ke kumoranche ngachikureji bakoregas. We tend to choose people we have seen before and we have known before rather than avantava again.
Yes, yes.
You find we have elected now people having issues, various cases from court. But unless you have a conviction determination near court, we cannot then say I am a criminal or you have been found culpable of this. So that when I be clear, we'll have to look at whether you have those charges. And of course, if you went through a system once, Okaba found not guilty, then you can still buy. A problem nintu. As the voters, and I believe that we are going to change this narrative. And that vote, calling Kanavuna Tua Koligre, and Devuna manifesto. If we do that from the grassroots, which go to affect the in the kind of leaders to which even at the presidency, our past history. I've looked at Kenyan politics for a long time, being an historian, and I came to a conclusion that unless you have been somewhere, you will not be nowhere. You've been somewhere to get everywhere at that point. For example, I was looking at now the presidency. Ketura discussed the presidency, how it started. Kenyatta is Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. No Mogako Motanga and the founding father. And through that, originally the people he appointed, Bono, Babere, Oyore Moi, and Kibaki came from government. So that now they are two leaders. Uhuru Kenyatta also served in the previous government before serving as a president. Same to Ruto, having served as a deputy president, the president. History of Kenya, as a good history student, tells me that Tokunyara Korusko.
We call within.
You have to be within. If not within, you must have been within. Because you could be within, or in opposition, or in the Iskokidogo, you must have been. I don't know whether it's historical memory, I don't know what we consider
it is really true.
But you have to be within.
But even so, because if you are within and you know how things run, President Ruto has been deputy president, has been in government before that, but Bonuke was on the wins. Let us say any person.
You are agreeing with me indirectly.
Yeah.
Leadership.
Yeah, sure.
It is the same government you've been. So for you to change, it is very hard. There is nothing much you can sell to us that has not been sold before. You've been there. It will take us a lot of time moving from that kind of we have to change as the electorate.
Yes.
How are we changing now this narrative? Because assuming, and I'll say this with all due respect, that assuming nga mwarusiri Ruto obugambi 2027 mwabekiro mundu munga, is this person likely to be a new person or a person who has been in the system?
Hawezi kuwa mpya, of course.
Correct.
Yeah.
Assuming tuwakolera obugambi nandegoki 2032, whoever is coming, is it likely to be someone new or someone in the system?
Somebody we know.
That tells you that old habits
Then we will be
the
stuck.
system unless Kenyans are ready, work a paradigm shift once and for all. We change, we transition, we bring in new leaders on this phase, and new leaders president. Well, there is a knowledge of being tried and tested before.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you could be a new person because before you were tested, you also not someone.
Yeah, sure.
At that point. In the or you change. Otherwise, we will keep on talking about this narrative, Sarum,
for a
very long time. And that's why I'll tell you for sure, Singapore is not a dream in Kenya. It is not.
It is not. But Wakili, who said we must have 22 ministers? Who said we should be having 52 permanent secretaries or principal secretaries? Who said omushahara w'omwaziri wikoba cyose kibakonyora kingi even the member of parliament? Does the law allow that to inga ikaba waziri babeiga ndukonyara go change so that we cut, because secretary kuri na Brighton yesterday tonyora tena wage bill. In fact secretary kuri gazeti yoranyo kwanya wateka gazeti yesterday yalego tebanga counties spent zero on development. Pesa mingi ilienda kwa mishahara na safari za ndani na za nje.
Yes.
What is that? Zero for development.
Good. Let me speak about the positions of ministries and yes, the ministers, the PSs. And it's good you said who said. I will answer you that we said, we the people of Kenya.
I did not say.
We, the people of Kenya.
Me, I didn't.
You didn't, but at the time we were voting for the new constitution, we gave our mandate under Article 1 to the people we have elected, our delegates, the president being one of the delegates that we have given. So the issue of ministers is anchored in the constitution, and the president has the authority and the powers to appoint in the number in which they are supposed to be, I think, not more than 21 and not less than, I think, 14. So it's in the constitution. It's not something that he creates. It's in the constitution. Same as PSS. But what was unconstitutional is the position of CSS. Eli was created initially. They were created, and one of the people were in the court. When they went to court, the court stayed the appointment, and eventually it rendered that the appointment was unconstitutional because that position does not exist. So for appointments, it's there. Let's go to the salaries. Same salaries of the salary of our president. These things are anchored in law as well. And every time you find a regime in power, they will of course pass the bills and the amendments in parliament. Because inflation things are changing. 10,000 year 2010 is not the 10,000 in 2020. 10,000 year 1990. In fact, in 1990 you have 10,000. You are a very rich man. When you have 10,000, rent bakera komina kidogo because rent in area has shifted.
Yes.
It has changed. So I'll say that times are changing, and considering the fact that in the law, very problem. I was looking at the circular, 2013, on salaries. In 2013, both state officers, including governors, the president, and everything, it was a bit low. There was another circular in 2017. Which now increased Of course, I know there is there are people who went into court. There's can make a decision on these circular their salaries. The court you know, time is changing and people are entitled to get an increment. No, and I to watch our corporate TV for a long time with the same salary that you started with. It has to increase because things are changing also. So I'll say that the issue of wage bill, it is something that has been embedded in us. That is in the law. So for us to change for sure, it has to call for a referendum or amendments to all those things that you're talking about. Yes. So we might not avoid them, or we cannot avoid them.
We can amend this constitution.
One time president it is a process that goes through the National Assembly, where other men sit. You are delegates, but now and Article 1. Why can't things are changing, let's increase. I've never seen actually a decrease in salaries, but I'm also always seeing increase, including the circular that came in 2022. Yes.
Wakwana vya wakili ekarotora se ababunge baitu members of parliament abantu abanko bamachibali sana nga they have not really done egasi ya ubune bwenerete. Abange they were arguing. I was talking to some person magondena ababunge when it comes to salary increment usebinto bikoba touch barobuka puna ababunge iko baguichira even parliament. You will see all of them. But amangana ali affect mwananchi babeke bills na machika ali go favor mwananchi kwanyora if you ever watched keenly wasonye ge guisana bago jadiri wakonyoranga bali kuigwanana on things biko touch mwananchi. I don't know ayana kiokora parliament ya korega seburonge because the other day obviously ya auditor general ngo complain yarenge ngababunge bebire oversight role ya boburonge because almost wateli Nancy Otebirenga ametoa report, amefanya utafiti wake kama ofisi yake ebintu ubona tako addressed na parliamentarians chi report gete chitali koada chire ebintu gete bitakere boli bikwanero na ndi addressed on the ones you included as a saga gete gose chi report gete chitali chinkirano. He has to come to parliament and akwanero what is happening, but our ongelele vitu hizo. Then where are we headed to if our parliament, the house, the honorable house, when tokonya ko take abantu into account? They're not doing it. Are you saying that from where you sit and what should be done?
Yes. My view is a bit different on crucifying this House of Parliament. In my studies, I've seen legislators, members of parliament who have done exemplarily well. And you will note that no answer itogusi.
Yeah.
And from history, we have had good members of parliament.
That's true.
It does not miss in this regime, we still don't have good members of parliament.
They are.
Abamura, Abanyaruka, Baroi Bisora in those houses, in that house, and they have done quite well. Yes, in their respective constituencies. Mangana development. You can tell for sure that some members of parliament have really done well. Some have failed for sure, but it's good we give credit where it's due. All right. Now going into the issue of legislation, the house. We might miss. I have one of the groups in Ascende Tokuri policies and bills in Parliament. Let's not throw a blanket. They are not doing their job. Or rather, the House is really working. And I've seen bills being drafted and being implemented, or rather helping us and shaping the Kenyan country at large. Issue as the National Assembly is being used by the executive to advance certain interests.
Yeah, sure.
A good example could be the bill the finance bill last year,
2024,
and you saw what was happening, where now executive is trying to muzzle its agenda go through the legislature to force those issues. And of course, having started government, majority and how the ruling, the government of the day want to impose those to the houses. A topic here a bit not so certain, considering on one end, on the other end, and the laws which so we might not blame the individuals. We might not really also blame the house as it is, because now it's a house of history.
Yeah, sure.
When you being elected as a president, your speakers
your
in
numbers.
the house, your numbers,
Yeah.
so that you also go back to my initial statement.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, we advance through
Parliament.
Through that parliament.
But then the 13th parliament never accused mostly. Of course, there are some members of parliament who are exemplary work. But now, there's no bill for executive wakili questioned in parliament discussing for sure because they have powers to deny a bill getting but everything passes, and they were being branded they're like the yani wanatumika tu
conveyor belt.
Yes, yani kusukuma tu vitu, yani inapita tu kangangura ratole bako debate rende para debate turara bande bakana kabisa into voting, but anything comes from the executive,
right,
inapita tu direct.
Good thing.
Yeah,
that is why now we have the three arms of the government, and for sure, much as we could want to blame the judiciary, I have seen in many occasions judiciary coming in, including the latest bill the president has sent on cyber security. Judiciary had to come in and hold that thing in abeyance by issue orders, conservatory orders, to restrain a president from proceeding from these things. So it could also, to some extent, show you that we have a working democracy in some essence. So the president doesn't have unlimited powers throughout. Yoko send the bill, go through the first and the readings, just chair National Assembly. Then it goes to a Senate. That is why now the Constitution has also given us powers to challenge these actions through the court.
Yeah.
So the court and the court judiciary to come in and to help us solve these problems. So much as we will say that Parliament is being used as a conveyor belt, we still have hopes at the tail end, Yoko reverse. And for sure, Sarah, you'll bear me witness that court has come in handy in many cases. You remember BBI. Yeah, I can mention those cases. There are a lot where court has really said that no, enough is enough. You guys more proceeding.
All right. Thank you so much, Advocate Zelmer. Advocate Zelmer, Bonuke, tukuna kuligelia the state of the nation, what is really happening sense ya Kenya. Tukuligelia everything, every corner, because mbali na kuwa wakili, pia ni Mkenya na ana opinion, na every opinion can count at some point. Na bumo ntokuru karangalikia ngana kiuroche amangana agendreta sense ya Kenya na ende moganga ebi nabyo kamanyete ebi nabyo kamanyete kabisa mara senate mara chikoti hata yeye ako na opinion yake kama Mkenya na endo tokonya korwa ase ensemo yeli chiko na kiego teba bona ale all round na kitomole teraga iganere ala analyze from his point of view akiagara no Kenya ale and he has the capacity to do that. Karoto ndrate igana yeto mbugo tutumira ujumbe wa wetra Facebook page ta TV, YouTube ta TV na ba SMS number nere yurega bwase TV yao bana baske baso asante twakalo kurodo hakatara wanaba kusibali bawe kongera kabisa wakili bakali isiko kuli enivo. Thank you so much. Honorable Samuel Nyamarinene no alikura Dubai. Asante sana mheshimiwa. Na teba na tukuligia ekiru kabisa Kivu Governor Kisi County. Ndo mutwara bwangu. Thank you so much. Mugaka Brian out a very nice Zebo. So thank you so much kwa Nakuru City. Zelmer Bonuke karibu sana sa studio no kumoche mini so thank you so very much. Honorable Musomba tu akorodje Shokrodan Marieta kwa Nyasumi Bonyak Nyimbo watching Boka Nyimbo. Thank you so much. Dominic Marube na eno ulime aba there's some part of us but tulitia simambi abono and we cannot afford to ignore or assume them. We got to whatever no tulime somoro billion na inu mwens. Thank you so much. But mo tulikero wetera SMS number na bona inu ngora cheki osechi achiri chi SMS number 0735 333 000. Thank you so much Apostle Charles Isaboke agote bano alime kabisa asomorobolia semambia bano Divina Morocco South Mugrango agote karibu sana wakili Zelmer Bonuke. You're looking really good. Thank you so much Divina Korwali Kenyoro South Mugrango. Samson Oroswa agote mimi ni mpenzi sana wa sheria. Anytime I see an advocate I feel good. Thank you so much. Enkoro machoge chachi galia ogembo. Christopher orina korojense mocha Kitengela naye kwali message yago tabanga pass my regards to our advocate as the studio semambia bona the same number na 0735 333 000 egera tusikomotwe puna engenchere. Thank you very much. Ase ututumira chujumbe cheno YouTube ndo chentore live ukituma message yako nikiona bila shaka nitaisoma kiagara na ondege ga so that inclusivity ndo nakolera bane baliko ba included into abanyanto tumanya ko ba toko batiga isukatwezi wa wacha nje igolike message yao erengi ya igo karengera likiao tutakisoma mara moja. Wakili, I was somewhere else the other day and I realized government is responsible for working for the people. It is the government working for the people. But they cannot just say it is the people working for government. Because I realized by the way, and if we really want to be like Singapore, like the developed countries, there is so much we need to do. I realized if you are not performing, if your department you resign and you go home, another person comes in. But here we have a history in Kenya. You do something just like that. You are included as a scandal. If what the chief nyingi chira agache virase ibya isidia se ward word no isano, but it's treated like it's something. And I realized it is in Kenya. Order, and the order you never defied. Forgive me for saying that, but in many occasions to our So, people working for government, or is government for the people working for the people? All it is lazima tushirikiane. Yes.
Now, serikali ninki, what is government? You know, Karna also my history or rather we were taught to define government.
Government.
And
it's made up of what? Yeah.
Government is of the people, by the people, and for the people. Defined by Abraham. When you look at it, it is all of us who are supposed to make up a circle. But again, now the Constitution gives us a upper hand of our delegates on the upper desk. Because creating a government we had to create a setup ya the ruling class na mwananchi wa kawaida elinde system chimanya kwa flawless and the delivery of services. Otherwise, do you imagine how things could have worked?
Yeah, sure.
You know, it's a country where you live, so still we have to appreciate the democracy created government, which government now, there's times you could not even criticize the government. President,
yeah, sure.
But see Kenya, we are right now. You could stand somewhere, you can say what you want. So if it's a government for the people and of the people and by the people, then it means it's all of us working together and creating the working system. So that now those we have elected, but whether rules Choko guide. That is why we have boundaries actually. Chia ngai Kenya get, ngai Trans Nzoia get, ngai Kisii County get. You know, after two akolera utuacha. Ngai Kitutu chache get, ngai Yaribari get, Bobasi and the other constituencies. Okay, we still go back. That tells you that we have a defined system. Yoko guide.
Yeah.
We don't exist because or rather in a vacuum. We have specific sets of rules and laws that we follow. Going back to your question, whether we are working for it or not, it is a concerted effort. Serikali enyale go deliver services. Serikali yeye abantu bako elected whatever under the constitution, the delegates. Then these delegates, they cannot work alone. They will now have to set systems that employ us as advisors, as ministers, as all those sorts of positions that we have in government. Ministry, we go down. You see, at the end of the day, all of us are working to build the nation. Either you are in government or in a private sector, we will work to build the nation. Maybe what is failing us, and I will still stick to it, it is the historical nature that we found ourselves. As ni kama tamaduni zile ambazo zimekuwa zikiendelea kwa muda mrefu, imekuwa ni jambo ngumu sana sisi kutoka ama kuondoka from those tamadunis. Any problem you cut over Kenya. And we will change for sure with years coming.
You really think so?
I am optimistic. Not our generation, maybe our grandsons and daughters.
Someone was telling me 50 years from now.
Yes, those will be our grandchildren.
Great grandchildren.
Abuna ubara anyale go change. Intuba dongora menyatore unatomenya thega because ngoro what will happen in 2027 we'll go to the election. We will again do the same mistakes we've done in previous years.
All right.
But Zara, you know, we might speak a lot about government without speaking a lot about us as individuals. No ko rengere kwa nenga ntubuna mwanya bantu usemwana inchi we should matter a lot. Ndobe nation or rather we ndobe individuals tokolera muna uja serikali
toko machia serikali
kira rituko
as a party what have we done
nkiye tu
akolera nsemo ya
because far as I'm concerned again tuyoka tu akolera no kwa ballot to elect the government and we leave.
And even so even from the by-election the other day, November 27th, you realize do you know that abantu basoge work ni chikura kwanyoranga ase a polling station fulani etobwata bakchikura banganaiga but kwa makonyoranga abantu bagwa soke waka chikura nabakisana. And in fact, if you were very keen wakil abantu bagite chikura nabantu abanene abangina nabagaga, you could realize youths barengo so much. And the youths abanabo abange baba bagotanga we need change is for the youth, but they don't even come up. Abandi mbali even registered voters.
Absolutely.
So coming to IEBC, your own opinion, how did you see this by-election first of all? Because I hosted some politicians here, some secretary generals here from various political parties. They were saying IEBC has a lot come 2027. They were saying which is the body. But others were contrary.
Okay.
What can you talk about the IEBC body?
And our future on voting.
Yeah, future on voting, especially 2027.
Chakere, the sensitization registration. When that call was made, we witnessed low turnout. Numbers choke increase of voting. And that is where the whole problem starts. As we head to the election, we're realizing but in Chetimbo Atikura, I am not even sure where I will vote.
Yeah, sure.
Then it affects. It goes a long way in affecting the outcome of the elections. Timanya, what the young people are waiting for, because even when the uprising of Gen Zs came in 2024, we thought that we are now a step ahead. We have changed. The norm. But then the trace we've seen in elections, the young people are not voting. The reason why they are not voting, one, Barawatakura. Two, many don't take politics or rather elections as a serious issue in terms of governance. But in your democracy, if we can't vote, then we have no right to question, the government. We have to start. Sarah has not delivered. Then I have a voice to speak. But you see, if I didn't vote, I didn't vote for you, that is different. When you think you need about your person B, you need about it. But when you think as a polling station to exercise my constitutionally granted democracy in terms of voting, then it begs the question, I don't have the authority to really question, Talking about IBC, it was a test for IBC as the elections, by elections, chair.
And by the way, it is their first by election process. IBC. Yes.
It's the first
you say about it.
It then tells you that we have a long way to go. In fact, where I was seated watching these by elections, I think that they were doing the Senate. We were the Senate doing the impeachment. When I'm looking at the happenings all around, there was a lot of chaos witnessed. And it tells you that we have not matured as a democracy. Kenya. If this is what we are going with through the election year 2027, then there's a lot of problems that are going to face. Which police station with clubbers, it takes us back to the era this is not to speak about the exercise because now we need to see the numbers and criticize them very well. I will just give an overview that from where I sat, there was I can't say whether there was rigging or not, but there are those suspected cases here rigging and putting people in positions, especially where the government was involved. But then, Mwananchi, how do we come out of this ship? Tika kwanza tora aligizi kulechi. Tobu ate kuna tumanyanga elections ingo chachire.
Yes.
Tochikora about your kwanza. Rigging or not, it is something that has always been there.
Yeah.
And it can be cured as a engineering now.
All right. But if you ask me, Wakili, na categorize this IBC. Kuna pale walifanya, at least you can say, at least because they were able to kutangaza washindi, and the tallying centers, I saw there was at least manganata ingoma tambi, but as polling center na watu waruchubuka kualenge. So there's some parts wanataka to improve so much, and there's some parts at least bakolete. Don't you think so? There's some parts odanga igaro mbate emete, but here wanataka to do a lot. They must pull up their socks as early as possible. Wanabona mangana sensitization yokote yabantu gorechi. They assumed every person as a chibwadi chichia affected mba manyete ngachikurechi wakuitukugete. It's like they did not give out proper communication because their mandate una IBC they really assumed that, if you ask me.
Sarah, voting we assume voting is so common, but we don't know the nitty-gritties of voting. Voting Terioko and voting station and it's an exercise that begins from you having the card you vote, or rather being a registered voter. Then go transition here from the polling station, as a county level and all the way up.
Yeah.
We need to have it right from the very beginning as a station in Tanganyika vote.
Yes.
Before we transition these votes to all the levels. And for sure, before the elections, I hope you'll invite me so that we speak about IBC and the voting as a whole. It is a point, it's something that that is very critical. We might not finish the discussion of voting right now. As a constitutional lawyer, I know so that we go through the stages, the do's and don'ts, and how we achieve.
Be very sure of that.
Yes, a good electoral system from the ward level, or say a polling station. So I might not speak much about IBC at the moment.
It's okay.
It is a long discussion.
But given an opportunity right now, what will you advise from whatever you saw, so that for 2027, Tutu are a very successful process? What is that you want them to work on?
Before we go to IBC, as I always say, everything begins with us. Ndumna voters, let us have clear mindset. Unatoka move forward. And let it begin with us. Mwananchi. Elinde na ron toba mwanya shift blames to every public officers or office that we have. I know for sure that IBC has put up systems, much as it could be not 100%. A system will narrow. And for sure, I don't know why history affects me so much. I will still say that there is a culture in IBC, which might not be different from what we are anticipating in 2027. But we will criticize them as and when the time comes.
Because IBC, we will really invite you to check in later no monto itoka bisa semambia bono elinga lero to discuss everything kirase because it is touching us from one point to another. Wakili Freddy Jombake, whatever, very nice. Zebo, Zebo. Very eloquent. Still on the messages, thank you so much. Akrukwa Oigara. Wakili Amaiga Mange, and thank you so much for highlighting on so many areas. Thank you so much, Oigara. Good morning, Sister Sarah, and our able advocate Zelmer. Very good morning, and thank you for discussing those issues. Rosi Nyaboga Koronyagiki gotebanga kwani wakili asi studio umbalingo sombago tumagotera 0735333000 whatever on your own opinion, Advocate Zelmer, why is it that here in Kenya, even at ward levels, it is politics from morning to evening, no development at all, no nothing? Our leaders, why is it that we think of politics all the time? And it is through kabisa wakili. We finish election today, Mambi, still we're in politics. Now, election if you could listen very well, even the first speeches, you could see very political speech, very political. Somebody does not even remember to thank Bariwamwa is remembering. I don't know what's wrong with us, but it's politics from morning to evening, no development at all. Unlike other parts of the globe,
Singapore.
You will not, even Singapore. Believe you me, the mood ya siasa imeisha. Sasa ni maendeleo. We witness politics from morning to evening. Why? Yes. Why?
A culture. We have developed a very bad culture. Katiba is a grand enough and nerego to guide. To Abeira and to lay back in terms of politics. It's our daily bread.
It's in the bloodstream.
No, nyabo no ni nuna batangazaji. The first agenda of the day una modo letter the news is yes. Oh, the president was somewhere.
That is where news is.
Oh no, to have a habit. And now even no na bana baito na bago kina. They are now going to be introduced to that aspect. Life is about politics.
Politics.
Yeah? It's good, yes, to think about politics, but we have made it so ordinary that it is our norm. Siasa mugaso oli botuko oende saa 3 na kole ora nero. We have to learn to move away from politicizing everything and putting our mindset. So I'll tell my sister there that into a very culture. And even as we speak on the state of the nation there, we are speaking more into politics than other things that Chico talk on. So it has become a culture, and very difficult to run away from. But then there are also people that I've met that are not interested with politics. You know, you ask them about the leadership of the country, they are not very much aware of the same. And they're doing well in life, not that they don't have politics. They are doing well and they're doing other things. They are not so interested. But the big number of Kenya who are very so entangled into politics that we scream politics. You are so even in a room or anything. I hope that chimotuna togo suka saro minto ntonchoreri ne banega asien konsana rakini ntonchoreri gotika amangana ya siasa much as it is our daily discussion ne nomi yetu,
but it has to begin from somewhere
into abanyana.
Somebody has to be an example. Because you're not preaching. We politicize everything. Because something is in a mess. As a department, for example, is KEMSA. That's for example. For example, you're being called to explain. Then you hear them cry, hiyo ni siasa. Something comes, kwamba hakuna dawa hospitali. Kabisa hakuna dawa. Then somebody is being taken into account, akinyo cha watebanga, hiyo ni siasa. Watu wananitafuta siasa. When are we, for 1 minute or 1 day or 1 season, our leaders babe accountable boronge responsible atebenaki, yes, hakuna dawa. But this is what I'm doing so that by next week, 2 weeks, 1 month, fully equipped na malio. Why is it that hawezi hata kubali hata siku moja kwamba hapa kuna makosa? Lazima atasema au watu ni fitina, ni siasa mbaya wananitafuta, au watu tuwaambie namna gani bwana, au watu tuwaambie wakome. There is no even 1 day. Mora yomu yago take accountability hata wenga, use responsibility hata wenga. Hapa sijafanya. It is true, you are crying, it is very true. But these are the pipelines towards getting that thing right. Is that so difficult to say?
Siasa ni biashara rumanyeta.
It's business.
Siasa is business. And we have made it so obvious that accountability, you will use siasa to run away from it. So to business, or rather to businessmen, to siasa politicians. Siasa yago jengire, siasa yago itire, but still siasa will be used to save you that opportunity. So siasa ya tokore to avoid, I think, slaves of our own rules and laws. But then I will cry to the generation that is coming.
All right.
The generation that is coming will be different in terms of thinking.
Right.
Let's think development. Let's think economy. Let us think about improving our lives better, apart from thinking about politics.
All right. Kristo yunge koro akitengela baada anatuandikia ujumbe ago tebaga mborili wakili is there a way kisheria EACC can be given a mandate to do what? Wasoera. Okay. Akota enchira nero roroke katiba usaki sheria e body ya EACC raiwu libaga yagambia omuntu banyo bata magoso. I think I understand imwiki amineti. Wakile konyoranga EACC nere kogenda. For example, ya nyoro omuntu sinabwata magoso usinabwata chibesa chire asenchire tabwenerati. The other day in budget service enkayo mo governor Kiambu, I remember wa Matangi bakanyora chibesa chinyinge sana. It was about 12 million and $13,000 something like that. Bakamubeke kama mocho giti EACC nafanya kazi yao kulingana na Chris Korukitengela, lakini EACC pareta basu kitu another body body again tutu abere iri kete kitu anyora ama sakarnara everything ineki wana libaka getenga the other body. I think it's ODPP. Yes na ere bwatere kesi ikyo tuone huyu mtu amepelekwa mpaka amekuwa kama kweli kulikuwa na shida botu kibwa koliru ekino buirunga of course na guilty of this. Atuoni hiyo. In fact tuarage kesi kiaba dropped usigia sira gia kuba higo. Alright. Hii ni kulemaza bidii ya EACC. So kuna vile inaweza jitegemea ipeleka mtu paka mbele.
Now Chris Oyunga.
Yeah.
A question in India.
Actually, he's my brother from Kitengela.
But one time in a different way.
Yes.
And I'll, of course, compare what the Constitution
says
envisioned. Our Constitution imba manyeto all that. Nga tigato create EACC as an independent body that will now do its own investigation. Actually, EACC does its own investigation. Buna DCI okora. Once to call it, to ire DPP. Aigere evidence yetu. Amanya kwenda ku prosecute. Kara ikire court kwa present yekina kiao. Now the judiciary or the judge or the magistrate will analyze evidence mwale amanya kwenda na hukumu. Why do we have all these steps? Assuming Oyungo Mento EACC was the only one prosecuting, and this one it's now on the flip side, Karokori on the other side. Wanyo evidence yao karabanyo alije wa David Sara ndo amanyo the million komi we have enough evidence to amanyo na mamocho to mo recording to prosecute to anda go to prosecute koti anjira na into Sara mureke miaka 10 million chiri ira set recovery and your case is done. Now, this Constitution of Kenya, AI envisioning we must have checks.
Yes, and balances.
Accountability.
Yeah.
They talk I want to watch evidence here. And we must agree with you. DPP is the only office in Kenya where they right to prosecute. Especially having the public. It prosecutes independently. But scrutinize whether EACC and you might be with another third party. Okay? And this is not the only case. There are so many cases EACC actually as DPP, DPP and your conviction. But are we also looking at where you have been targeted wrongly and how checks a constitution chigo safeguard sometimes in a very hard place. Today you are negotiating on this end, tomorrow you are negotiating on that end. But at the same time, bodies kero mondongo check walengo very better. Kuwomondo wotwala absolute powers. Chokora egentera week makomwali. So I'll say for sure that EACC to get to me ODPP as things are. ODPP to get prosecute kina because again EACC tebua the mandates yoko was a capacity, actually, let me call it a capacity. Yoko prosecute yakina. They can do the investigations, and I know they have good investigators, they have good lawyers inside there, but in terms of prosecution, let us give it to the ODPP. Nero what a mandate you prosecute. If we find fault in your case, we send you back. I think maybe Nabia Kawaii. Karomos Gari, according to Chunguzi, he has to take it to the ODPP. ODPP, there is a link that is missing here. Or this is so good, it's good, let's go to trial, we'll get a conviction, or they get a conviction.
All right.
So it's purely about the Constitution. And in your Constitution, they were so much learned in that a vision. That is not to say where we need to amend our Constitution. Yes. To realize that there are so many gaps with when they go field. But let us give it to them. Back or the remote. By 2010 Constitution, we were struggling to learn other things.
Yes.
Now when we came to read, you could appreciate now and the Constitution in Barochamoto. And they did a fantastic job on that. Yes.
Right. Okay, it's now that we have known, because I've been scratching my head and again, yes, mbona ipewi nafasi ya kupeleka watu mbele. They okonyora what a very good evidence and what have you, but kwa nyoranga hizo case hata atujui zinaendaga
na benga bono to kore the literal example njana to akosanire osengwa na ile tesimia and everything. Likoko ngara police, you want to prosecute me. Asogo prosecute the court. Ogo prosecute yase kusina basani bao monsunyonte. That is why we have the systems. You have to complain at the police.
Yeah.
They present me to court. That is now a system that is working.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I really invite you next time. We're going to talk about very categorical. Mana Baharini Kingdom. Asante. Patrome Momanyi. Out of Sara Nkwanili. Omo wakili patrome mumanyi gukwani nilishabikirito sana kwa chance machanya njonoli galia edna kirubago teba kuro milimani kisi na tulirete kabisa asema bia bono. Thank you. Chisi chitu ya datukumnyaka kabisa wakili. I know you have other engagements and nana maskania manene asogo chagaiga assist na tunashukuru sana kwa hayo. Uchakanya rumu wakili nega asienka because they're engaged all the time. If they're the busiest people I know, it's you. Very busy. So this is good. Go create time na kuchagua no manchito murigilia. This is very encouraging. Nare go kunyali konta Isara ikintokirwa merirania na Brighton in the morning. Please inform wakili hata sisi tujue what is really. Ndio kwa merirania na mzee wa kazi goro ya chiko kugenda mzee wa kazi Brighton na rudi kumbolinga ingomone na se kugamba usino bibwe wengoko kusinini na mdene magistrate resident magistrate now they know gembo secretary we have a resident magistrate number 2 mbina kie magistrate aragambe nibi na Beyonce akugamba ndo otatua namda not all cases ya kugamba ndamwe sometimes Nabago keira kuchi somewhere karukia musinyire. So I don't know whether I was right or I was wrong. Alafu na Brazilian Supreme Court. Ebi na Beyonce biko gamba gose bina kiye tali kugamba namta Supreme Court ebi na tali Beyonce biko genda Supreme Court. There are some specific cases. Winche namda hivyo. So I don't know. Na rukwegera buno mwakiri rende ngorokie ajiripa yana. So to maokwana na Court of Appeal, High Court, na temberetu yake rumunta resa nikakura High Court na wakwenda as a Court of Appeal.
Okay.
Nekara resa nikanda ku Court of Appeal na wakwenda Supreme Court onye kiringa mpaka nkigambira Supreme Court. So tubike bija which cases simo magistrate ara handle kugenda mpaka tukimoto yogora aganyetiri bolilio
libole neligia
para again.
Amangana court naro, it is a whole topic. patrende mbia kwa guide initially as a wasana linga mu magistrate yana ne koti ngaigambe. They don't have that right unless rende kiabere filed wrongly as a koti which still he might not be able to have it transferred to Chigoro. Eka ko chance. The category H court bune mumanyite ige chakale magistrate court to agenda high court to agenda court of appeal to agenda supreme court. In the magistrate ranks inchiro court to vote court in tanga pi ige court the resident magistrate courts nero the lowest in the kadaya. From the resident magistrate court kwakina ke was senior resident magistrate court iwone kubwatie chikoti chibaga in terms of very many things.
Okay.
Entangani it is the pecuniary jurisdiction. A value yeki nanga kikengana kilikoti yora kolek era nyale kotegara. So from the resident magistrate kwanya oranga he can listen ekina was she can listen ekina kere up to about 5 million. Kilikere ko chigoro ta konyara abnega to kwa pecuniary jurisdiction. Kwanya ora a senior resident which around 7 million. Ekere ko chigoro ta konyara. From senior resident kwa manya ko principal magistrate na era na waigeta on 10 million. From 10 million kwa manya ko nyaro yondo koroku SPM or you're a senior principal magistrate. Na era na what the value is about 13-15 million. From there kwa manya ko tiro yondo koroku the chief magistrate or you want oromo in this kadaya yeshi magistrate. Era bona ko take value we are talking about value only at 20 million.
Okay. So
the resident magistrate ta konyara kwando ki nakere value that 20 million.
I see.
Correct. Tuakura nile na the magistrate court. In this magistrate court nebuwa techi tribunal na chirocho. Chire in that level. And the small claim, the Moayegure, nebuwa adjudicator as our magistrate still, but in that kada. Then now we go to the High Court. High Court ne armo kwanera marmang. But High Court deals with specific matters. Number one, constitutional interpretation. Magana the constitutional interpretation. Go deal na election petitions, but we want to chiaba bunge, chiaba governor, senators, and women rep. We will go deal at the level of High Court. Magistrate inside just to akwana, go deal with an election, members of the county assembly.
Oh yeah.
One of these what you go next president. So High Court, go deal in election petitions, go deal in interpretation of the Constitution, question checks Constitution. You violated my Constitution. And remember in the High Court now, the word level is the word High Court the word they court employment and the labor issues, the word they court ELC, environment and land. They are the same level as High Court, but they deal with different issues. ELC ya deal na maremo, employment ya deal na mangana ya colleagues, High Court ya deal with the interpretation of the Constitution, and it has taken the original jurisdiction. You got to get into criminal matters, chiri una murder cases, na wachi got to get was High Court. High Court. We waiting go cover up to the answer just a magistrate. So judge ta go got to get equivalent. Lakini assuming kwa bekele kwa vile ngoko kwa sibiwe miaka ikomi. You will have to appeal to the magistrate court. Yeah. To Court of Appeal. No. To the High Court. Oh
yeah. Okay. Oh,
Weziruka.
Okay.
Yes. After we go High Court, which is also wide, we can have a day for it. Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal. Ero tebuga tiga ndekoro original jurisdiction. Okay. To ko imokala ero and the Court of Appeal offer yiki na fresh ngabono sarongo sairo. It has to be an appeal. Na kikoro Court of Appeal. It has to be an appeal from the High Court. Okay. Take over appeal from resident magistrate court as a magistrate. Stairs. Go to memo. Then after the Court of Appeal, which we listen to all appeals from the employment, from land court and from the High Court, we have now the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, it is special in nature because it's the highest court we have in the land. Yes. This court has got the original jurisdiction. File the presidential petition. Supreme Court. Naberego, it has to be listened from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has also jurisdiction, you can listen to appeals, Chirichiko rise from Court of Appeal.
Okay.
Direct.
Okay.
Jikoru High Court. Chitu Mechiganda.
Okay.
Supreme Court. Finally, the Supreme Court never had the jurisdiction, you take a relevant to reference and advisory references in regard to constitutional issues. Chirichiri is so critical that cannot be handled by the High Court. Yeah. Chirichiri talk on direct using a format in reference. Yana nachi advisory opinions on those issues.
It's a process.
So it's a process. And every court have the jurisdiction. A plot, gali werende plot ya karogo legally a value is about 3-4 million. Enable ya chile ya vekiro say no. You have to now go to an advocate having this is a case of land issue, a cause of action in trespass, a court to koyeira, a Kobe magistrate court, but under the umbrella Environment and Land Court.
Okay.
Yes, or ELC.
Hey.
So it's the whole process that Oranya go discuss. But then we what Brighton kile court ne what kina kiliego.
So ekaro kwenda wapi lazima ni kutoka High Court wakupatie hukumu, then wakupatie some few days for you to appeal if you are not satisfied.
Yes.
Lazima itoke kutoka kwa High Court.
Hapana. It can get still from the magistrate. Okay. Remember karokwere kinakia magistrate court. Kia kwabu na mwapi tukochi
High Court.
High Court.
Oh, I see.
Karokwere High Court giasinyo akwenda Court of Appeal. Still ikineke na bogo kerusia magistrate court. Akwenda High Court obu still oganda Court of Appeal. Still na boko make sure on issues inchiro chitara decided, especially now at this level chikoba issues of law. Onye sheria nere tarawa interpreted where then you can still move higher on the ladder.
All right. Na magistrate is a different name from judge. A magistrate cannot be a judge.
They can with the time.
Okay.
What the judiciary has done, you can start from a rem, through the process. I have not seen cases, and actually we have been having these debates, why totally abantu in the magistracy back of employed directly to the other ranks. In the magistrate pakocha kerensa of a resident magistrate. Okay, nechista se juna na go chief magistrate on na walk appointed a judge.
All right.
But you cannot be appointed to be a judge from outside. Okay. Aba wakili na wangi sana were appointed kwa judges. Usually our colleagues were appointed kwa magistrates. And there are interviews coming judges on that aspect. So a judge is different from a magistrate. A judge is at the High Court, now work of a Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. Though they have different names, but now they serve at that level. A magistrate is a different position.
All right.
Yes.
The other time I was interviewing a magistrate and
Honorable Mwanzo?
Mwanza, yes. And they were ikabwate ebina mpaka almost January next year. Yes. Was about August. Yes. August ya renge. Timenye tinga lakini ngaigo the chief justice of the bangambata itiko kuligichinjira by employees so that tukoro wichora no kokwibina because justice ye konyoro ya ko omuntu justice ya na benga bune kwa mulina. I don't know whether I don't know. Yes.
As I said, I think it was last week or early this week when I employed a few magistrates to decongest the Rendech Court and the numbers. ekasira ne nyinga you with justice na nkongu konyora because it's a whole process and our magistrates much as they are doing a lot of work a good work they are doing a lot of work ekasira ne nyinga sana
okay thank you tigatokore report Israel molimo ligelia tebirenga what is your opinion about the accident yako kwa radio kalika yo muskasera chirongo katolikulia gazeti ya the standard yaring kwani leo so that we let you go tumeto suggestion utanonya le gazeti ya was it the standard or ya the people the Daily Nation okay it's okay don't worry about it ngokwani la yaringenga there's it's a misery accident it's a misery warondochenga the autopsy yako la yesterday but the family is not satisfied asenge jama boli gete atarairaniwa
yes
aye aswikara stebno mwakili ni maide bintu ne muchi muhaboli kabisa yara kabanga nikina babole tinga bantu bali balinge na muske Cyrus Jirongo the last moments mbara oboliho any questions about nana kibalengamo egali yabugoleti abantu close to 67 people ndetayo kwanire atabenga yaena na yalingiga na uchikiriga so there is a misery people are talking a lot about kwa Mr. Cyrus Jirongo na from where you sit in Kenya what can you say briefly alafu we end it there
Thank you Sarah for that question I have been following the issue of the late Cyrus Jirongo and of course tracing his last moment almost Cyrus naligera ko tokana wa sani bai ali Karen from Karen they say vamos together the Konyore accident in Naivasha. Karen to Naivasha it's about 1.5 hours. You drive speeding here na bogo in 1 hour plus. Actually, well, let's say 1 hour and some minutes. What then does that tell you? If Cyrus was so tipsy, the way they argue, because I also saw a clip yesterday where he fell 3 eyes from Kiroga Saikanansi, and even the National Assembly Speaker Namokonya the Koimuka, which means by the time he's leaving at 11, Konyoro Lire Binto, Konyoro Veira. What I have not gotten anyone say is a communication near Cyrus needed. Because it is automatic in SMIA must have been used between the time he was in Karen and at the time of the accident. Let us now get the information on who he spoke with as at that time. Because ordinarily, if he was leaving Karen to his home in, I think between Runda Whisper Estate, we must understand how did he find himself driving to Naivasha. There had to be communication. Because Nima
from Naivasha to Nairobi.
Yes.
Again.
Jiri automatic. It cannot. I have to drive there. And to be in right sense, you know, much as you could be tipsy, sometimes senses you know. Let us now get the information clear on how did Jirongo find himself in Naivasha. Once that mystery has been unraveled, then we can now tell. And it will only be unraveled when we see the communication.
By the way.
What was the communication? We might point out to the people he was drinking with, but the Inyora people left. And Jirongo left on his own. Let us be told what was his next step. Did he have an appointment? Ya Botuko? Ya Naivasha? Did he go to Naivasha and bounce his appointment? Why did he not spend so much time at the station? Because when you look at the time, he went there at 2:16. By 2:19 seconds. Was he meeting someone at the petrol station? Or was he waiting for someone? Let us understand. And what was his state when he was leaving the petrol station. Was Jirongo alive or not? Or not? Was this scene, planned that time? So there are so many questions that we must answer. And Mononche, I will rely on the communication. Because you will know even the last person I spoke to. Let us go back there to understanding what the communication na Jirongo.
So you feel like what really happened on Jirongo accident? Yes.
Agenda.
Patrende wakili yankanya tumetro yemanyete. If up to now ndo anakonyora the clear information what transpired to the former KDF Jojo anaitwa Francis Ogola pakate we will do this, we must come up to manya what really happened, and so many other prominent people tutanakonyora what really happened up to now. Will this be different? I don't know. We don't know. We're here to see. But Trende, I know, even when you look at the case of the late MP Mondo Were, Kenya is a bit mysterious country where we live in, and politics not why very lifestyle, very krigan. It's normal. But yes, as a lawyer, I would want to examine the last moments, Jirongo, and for sure. You can have the messages, you can have the call logs, because this honorable man did not find himself in Naivasha. Because from Karen to his home in Whisper Sisters could at least done some 30 minutes maximum. But he spent all those hours. So with 11. At 2 a.m. He drove his car. Do we have someone that drive it in Karen or from Nairobi to Naivasha? Akamo drop along the way. What was the motive? Once that is identified, then we are good to go. All right. Yes. Thank you very much, Advocate Zelmer. You have some closing remarks to the people watching you before we call it a day. Please go ahead. I know we are headed to the festive season, Baganelli Christmas year, no makomo year 2026, as we also approach the election year. Tigato inyurenga mono na igoro ya siasa, ulimugoito una mwanyabantu. It starts with us. Tigato ve abantu vago kora umukia. And let's not put politics ahead of even to be to talk. All right. Thank you very much, Advocate Zelmer. Thank you for your time. Next time again, we will have the show. Thank you so much. No other. Well, I think next year. Yes. You will be engaged somewhere, and all the time we are proud of you. Wewe ukienda kupata wakili Jojumo Mwamaiga Mange, wakili Hilary Ongorito, your secretary Maiche, wakili Wilkins Ochoki, and the rest. Mwamaiga Mange tulikumwe babu ya Biaki. Thank you. Yeah, Dafin. Mwamaiga Mange ni mili. Sijui alienda wapi but msalimie sana. Wachumurigeria tukolera bo asibona kandocha butukurishi deke marongene na kiandego chinsi soto chabono mambia. We hope to analyze. We were just analyzing and putting things in Kika Kenya Ekoba. Still, we have much to talk about. To invite wakili naende, especially tukua nila mangana ya yobu waka chikura. Mangana ibisi to ya kuanere kando kidogo as a topic. Asabono igangu kingambia mono asoko vana intuchi SMS mwali kire wetra Facebook, YouTube na normal SMSs to wakangambia mono ya bene. Kwa niaba ya mzee wa kazi Brighton Makori, kwa niaba ya Franklin Mayunga kurasa samoye kamera na Joshua Auta, uni producer Yomorobori na kwa niaba ya ye wakili Zelmer Bonuke, the advocate of the High Court of Kenya, wakangambia mono asoko bamono intu twara chinga kichingia wika ankyo naende wika tumira nenya sai karanja Direct TV obarabu bagusi nchengoro kwa Sara Jarangi Ontita.